Hi everyone, this is Tips on Drawing the Eyes Part 2. In the previous post, I covered the basic things you should know when drawing the eyes, and in this post, I'll take it a step further and share with you some tips on drawing eyes from difficult angles. And our eyes just so fun to draw. There's a sense of accomplishment when you've drawn an eye just right, with the reflection of the light glistening on the iris, when everything's in proportion, and you've shaded it to perfection. But reaching this point might be a bit difficult for some, especially if you don't understand these points, which I'll cover in this post. Okay, and to start off, the first point I'd like to bring out is that the eyes work and move together on the same axis. Just like in this illustration, we have the eyeballs and we have the axis. The eyes will work together on this axis. They'll move, they'll roll, they'll turn, all on this same one. So when one eye moves this way, the other one will too. And this is a concept that I'm sure you're all familiar with, and you guys know that, but it's very important, and that's why I'm bringing it out. So moving on, foreshortening. This one is also very important, and I'm pretty sure everyone is familiar with this term. It refers to the visual effect or optical illusion that an object or distance appears shorter than it actually is because it's angled towards the viewer. Thank you, Wiki. Well, now let's apply some foreshortening to the eyeballs right here. In this illustration, you can see how the eyeballs appear to be moving closer together. First, you're viewing it from the front. You have one eye width in between. But as the eyes slowly angle towards you, the distance between the eyes is less. It diminishes as they move closer together, as they angle towards you. And this explains why when drawing a picture from a 3/4 view, the foremost eye is a bit larger than the other, and also why the space between the eyes is no longer the width of one whole eye. And this is very important to remember when drawing from a 3/4 view. Right? It's no longer one eye width anymore. It's less because this eye is slowly overlapping the other one until you're viewing it from the side completely. Right? This is in between, and this is when you're viewing it from the side. But slowly this eye is going to overlap it, and the distance between the eyes is going to appear to be less than it actually is. So it's a very important point to remember if you want your drawings to be convincing and realistic. It's very important. Okay, now let's see how foreshortening affects the eyelids. From a 3/4 view, the eyes will be at an angle, so let's see what happens when we add the eyelids. And you can see how the foremost eye doesn't appear to have changed much in shape or size as when you saw it from the front. The further eye, on the other hand, has changed in size and shape. Now I've seen some artists draw both eyes the same size and the same shape when drawing from a 3/4 view, and it doesn't look pretty. Now, if you recall from my previous posts on drawing eyes, you remember how the eyelids follow the curvature of the eyeball from anchor point to anchor point. And this still applies when drawing eyes from an angle. When drawing an eye from extreme 3/4 angle, like this one, the lower illustration, it might look something like this. As you can see, the further eye's eyelid disappears from view around the eyeball. Here, this one you might be able to see a bit clearer. I've just added the skin and the shading, but the further side of the eyelid disappears from view because it's a very extreme angle. And so that's a very important point to remember. Sometimes you won't have the full shape of the eye when you're drawing from a 3/4. And if you do draw the full eye, your picture is going to look quite off, quite strange. So, a few points to remember: the eyeballs work on the axis together. There's foreshortening when you're drawing from a 3/4 view. It's no longer one eye width apart, as you can see in this illustration here, and the further eye will be a bit smaller as the angle increases. So those are very important points to remember. This video isn't much of a step-by-step tutorial on how to draw eyes, but I hope it helped you understand how the eyes work, and I think that it's a very important part of learning how to draw. So now all you have to do is practice drawing with these points and see if it makes a difference in your art. And lastly, practice makes perfect. The more you draw, the better you'll become. Thanks for watching.